We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
Oh, wow. Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Oh, welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com, and most importantly, SideScrollersPlus.com. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you. Happy Wednesday to you. My name is Stuttering Craig. I'm glad you're with us. I gotta be honest, kind of on edge today. Kind of like riled up, if you will. Kind of just... Arr. Hello, Blabs.
I'm not on edge today. I'm actually happy, joy, and like Cecil and I were bonding backstage. So
I know. I came in and I was just I felt like a wet blanket.
Enough of this nonsense.
Yes, yeah, I felt like a wet blanket on your little party over here.
Yeah, well,
you're over here, happy, joy, Ren and Stimpy style over here, and I'm over here just like, let's fucking go.
You're like a cloud on a rainy day.
I know, I felt like that today, but that's okay. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right.
I'm always all right. It sounds like a you problem right now.
Really, you're not always all right, lad.
What do you mean?
Okay. Someone who is always all right is Cecil. Hello, Cecil. Great to see you, buddy.
I think Blabs is caffeinated again.
Yeah.
No, not really. It's just one, the normal shot that I always take in the morning.
Regular level of caffeine.
Yes. I didn't have a cappuccino this morning.
Blabs,
I was thinking about it, but instead I had a turkey sandwich.
I feel like you're pretty hot today, Blabs. You're super loud.
Why?
I don't know. You tell me. Bring your mic down because it's
okay.
I feel like you're screaming in my ear right now.
Hello, test.
Yeah,
better.
There you go. All right, thank you.
I don't know. It's StreamYards. I just lowered myself.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of StreamYards, this actually may be the last stream we do on StreamYards, which is kind of crazy. Tomorrow is very exciting. It's our last day before we go on our summer break. If you guys didn't know, we are going on a summer break starting on Friday because it's fucking 4th of July, and we're going to be out having a good time with that. So we're going on summer break starting on Friday, and it's going to go for an entire week, the 4th through the 11th. We'll be returning the following Monday. But tomorrow, the reason why I say it's the last time we're doing StreamYard, because we've been doing these tech tests and stuff. And tomorrow, we're going to be doing our first ever Side Scroller Super Sexy Summer Subathon starting during the show. It's going to be great. Blabs, do you want to give people a hint as to what exactly is going to happen tomorrow?
I mean, if you just pull up the thumbnail again and you just look really closely at the stripper's face, you'll notice something. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a really good hint.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That sounds weird, but that's all right.
I mean, it's true, though.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
Listen, my eyes have seen things this week.
They've seen many things. Listen, when conceptualizing the idea of our little Side Scroller Super Sexy Summer Subathon, the conversation I wish was recorded because, but I'm telling you this right now, it's going to be fun. We are not playing sexy games, but you may be. So tomorrow's show could go potentially as late as 4 o'clock Central. So we could add an extra 3 hours to the show tomorrow. Like I said, it's just like a summer kickoff thing, except it's middle of summer. So we're going to give this a go and see what happens. And yeah, we're not going to be on StreamYard tomorrow. We're going to be using things where we're going to have notifications on screen and all the stuff that real streamers do, which is wonderful.
That was really Southern.
Real streamers do, y'all. Cecil, I'm sorry I cut off your conversation about whatever movie you were talking about.
The Mummy.
The Mummy. Okay. Well,
so it's okay. We were running late.
It's every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, 5 minutes late. Blabs was like, I really want to talk about the Mummy, and you said,
Well,
I love the movie.
Well, context. So I've been rewatching The Mummy, and it's been at least, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years since I've seen the whole trilogy. So I'm a bit rusty. I always remember loving the first one. I remember not really liking the second one. The third one's pretty, you don't even have Rachel Weisz in it. So like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
But the second one, I was really annoyed that like the Egyptian woman totally just leaves her boo-boo to die at the very end for like plot, and I'm just like, this is stupid. She literally was like saving his ass for the last 2 movies, but no, okay, so yeah, I'm not a big fan of the second Mummy.
I like the second Mummy. I mean, I love the first one.
Yes,
I think
first
the
is
first
great.
one, I did a video on it explaining like all of like how much they fought the studio to get it made, and then it made a butt ton of money, and they were like, oh, we always wanted to do it like this.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. The studio fought the director over it like the entire time. Didn't like, they insisted on seeing, like CG when it wasn't finished, and then complained about how bad it looked. And it's like, it's not done yet. But then, with the sequel, there was a little bit of hubris involved. And I know a lot of people, laugh about the really bad
Scorpion King
Rock
CGI?
Scorpion.
Whoa.
I talked to the guy who did the effect.
Really?
And he explained what happened. And it actually, I'm putting out a video that will explain the whole thing.
Okay, so it's not out yet.
No, it's not out
Okay.
yet. I'm still working on it. But I'm hoping to have it out.
Nice. Okay, I'm
probably
actually really
later
intrigued.
this
Let
year.
me know when that's out in case I miss it, because I'm just like, the second Mummy movie kind of made me annoyed. Like, I think you're just supposed to enjoy it and not really think about it. And I was just kept thinking about like, this doesn't make any sense compared to the first movie. And I'm just like,
Well, the short like story of it, not the entire story, but essentially what happened with The Rock was he became more popular as they were filming, and so the people involved were like, we need to put him in and let's make him half scorpion. It'll be really cool. And
it was a last minute thing.
it was a very last minute thing, and there was a lot more to it than that, but that's kind of the short version of it. And consequently, it looks really bad.
Yes, it does.
Well, now you know the story of the Mummy, everybody.
Craig's like, pivot.
Thank you, Cecil. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
wait,
Something you have no interest in whatsoever.
Before we move on, should I watch the third one again? So I've been watching the movie like basically every night. I watched the first one the other night. Yesterday I watched the sequel. I'm like, do I watch the third one tonight, or I just cap it off because no Rachel Weisz?
It's okay.
This the chick from NCIS is playing Evie, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I do think they make at least a decent joke where it's like, you hardly even look like you, and
Yeah,
it's
I
like-
remember that. I
like,
remember that.
okay,
That's like
they at
that's
least
good.
addressed
That's
it.
good. Shut up, Craig. Look at him.
He's so done.
Just hanging out on my show, just watching.
What? This is great shit.
No, hey, I love it. One thing I do need to watch is the Mummy movies. I really need to. I've ridden the Mummy ride at Universal Studios.
Wait,
I
you've
very
not
much
seen the movie?
No,
I think you would really enjoy that.
I'm sure I would. I've heard really good things about it.
It is
Yeah.
I'm
it's
surprised.
very Indiana Jones-ish.
Yeah.
I'm
Brendan
really
Fraser is
surprised.
awesome in it.
Oh, Brendan Fraser, 1999, Daddy. Totally.
Once again, these are all movies we can watch during our summer watch party. Fun time.
Well, that
right?
one's they're pretty long. They're over like 2 hours though.
2
Just
hours.
saying.
2 hours. 2 hours. Hey, speaking of, well, I guess I don't even know how to transition from this.
Pivot.
Look, I'm just trying to tell everybody that today. Thank you, Ross. Thank you, Ross. Letting everybody know that today we have Wicked Virtue, our newest member of Side Scrollers Plus, along with Lady Desiree, is doing a live Q&A after the show. What time, Blabs?
3 p.m. Eastern.
So 2 p.m. Central Time. So roughly 2 hours and 45 minutes from now, you can find the link. It's right there. See, that it says the live stream is going to be going. It hasn't started yet. So there we go. Also, I know a lot of people are really excited about, we got a lot of good things going on over on Side Scrollers Plus. And now is a great time for you to join. Even if you don't want to support over there, become a member for free, because on Tuesday next week, even when we don't do our show, I'll still be working, because Me and Salty Cracker are doing a stream playing Street Fighter 2. This is going to be free for everyone. Tuesday, you see the time right there, 3 o'clock Central Time, 4 o'clock Eastern. Make a free account over at sidescrollersplus.com and you can watch this. It is free for everyone over there. Please join us. We would love for you guys to pop in. Open up a new window right now. Go to sidescrollersplus.com and make a free account. And the salt will flow as me and Salty play Street Fighter 2 for the Sega Genesis in particular. So just giving you a heads up. There's also a couple other games. So hey, everyone can hop in and join over there.
Why the Genesis version?
That's the game he liked.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Salty picked it.
Yeah, I want to do this series where like I just play games with people and we play their favorite game and we talk about their favorite games, memories around it, things like that, and do it kind of like interview, kind of like Hot Ones with video games, where you just sit there and you talk about their favorite game instead of eating chicken wings. So I think it'd be kind of fun. So we do have a lot to get to today. We have Kanye West news. We have Diddy, who's been sentenced. Halo being absolutely Beavis and Butthead making their way into Call of Duty. We have gameplay of that, which is wonderful. We didn't get to this yesterday, but we're going to get to Sneeko and a comment he made, which was, regardless of how you feel about him, pretty based, at least I think it is. And we're going to talk about one of the most spineless, gutless, just soy streamers that I have personally met, Ludwig. Like, this dude is driving me freaking crazy. And right now, living a little rent-free in my head simply because of the lack of accountability and the charade that this guy has just thrown over the internet over the last several years. And we're going to get into this. I have a personal story about it, but he is a fucking snake. And I have no problem talking about that. And finally, if we have time, we're going to get to a story about how you just don't hate the media enough. So we'll get to that a little bit later on. So yes, we have a lot to get to, but we always like to start the show with Today in Gaming History. So Blabs, fire away. What do we have today? I need you do this while I get while we get our Montez goal set up.
Okay, I guess you're not guessing today. That's
no,
fine.
I'm not.
Whatever, man. All right, everybody. July 2nd is Street Fighter 2 EX2 Plus, released in 1999. We have Yu-Gi-Oh! Power of Chaos, Joey the Passion, released in 2004. And then The Punisher No Mercy was released today, back in 2009. Ta-da!
Okay, so this is about the time, speaking of Street Fighter, where the EX games came out, and they were kind of 3D-ish. Did you play much of the Street Fighter EX games, Cecil?
No, I played Rival Schools, which was like kind of a spin-off.
Yeah.
They were fun.
Yeah. Rival Schools
and then they actually kind of started to incorporate some of the Rival Schools characters into like Street Fighter main. So, yeah, they were fun.
They did. Some noticeable games that you missed today, Blabs, include Kitty Love for the PC. Blabs, I'm sure I can't believe you didn't put that on the list.
Are you serious?
What? Don't look at me. Don't look at me and be like, "Are you serious?" When you're the one who puts all your nonsense on.
Excuse me, I have omitted 3 Harry Potter games in the last week. I've been doing exceptionally well. I even omitted Hercules Disney video game.
Well, good on you, Blabs. Way to
Thank
show
you.
some restraint. Hatsune Miku Project Diva released for the PSP 16 years ago.
Project Diva should be Craig today.
Trine is a great game. That's the one with the 3 different characters, and each one you control one at a specific time. Each one has a different ability, and you solve puzzles and stuff. Really fun.
Oh, good. I don't recall Trine. So yeah, good stuff. If you enjoyed it, that's the most important thing. Zenless Zone Zero was released a year ago. That guy got a lot of Real Game Awards buzz, which, by the way, speaking of the Real Game Awards, we'll have news for that here by the end of the month. Lots of good things going on. So we're doing it live, baby. So just letting everybody know, giving you a heads up. February 2026.
I also want to drop that this is a game that came out tomorrow. Vampire Rain.
Hey, look at that. That's a tease on my gaming history. I put that in there.
Oh, man.
I did something right.
Hold on. Speaking of awards, let me see if I can find it. I got to dig through my archive here. You guys
Of what?
talk amongst yourself.
Well,
Go
look,
ahead.
a little spoiler for tomorrow. Okay, it's gone now. But
Okay.
I
See,
did
the only
have it.
reason I did that was because I thought you were just doing like a different, like a game stream tomorrow on Twitch and stuff. I didn't know.
No, we're still doing the normal show and everything. It's just gonna be extended.
Oh, it's just gonna. I got you.
Yes,
I got
so
you.
we're
See, that was
extending
why
it out.
I threw that in there. 'Cause-
Well, good. Thank you for show and tell.
There
Do
we
you
go.
do you have anything from the Mummy show and tell?
No, unfortunately, I don't have anything from the.
Craig's just like, what have I done? Putting these two together. Mummy.
We really, we're just a couple of schoolgirls when we get to. I do love that. I would like to eventually get some. I actually have something coming from American Pie, so which I will, whenever, I will
thing that we've
shoot you a
discussed.
message sometime in the
Yes.
future.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
So I've been doing an award show for a long. I've wanted to do award shows for a long time, and way back in Screw Attack days. Let's see. This is an article that is from 2007. Look, we do the Real Game Awards now, but even in 2007, I was doing like my own little award show. This is from Destructoid. The nominees for Screw Attack's first annual Shitty Ass Game of the Year Awards.
Nice.
Right. So you mentioned Vampire Rain, and Vampire Rain was nominated for the worst Xbox 360 game.
There we go.
We'll
Yes.
make sure to bring that up tomorrow again for gaming history.
Yes. So would you like to hear? Let's see. I have
Did it
the
win?
video pulled.
Did it win?
I'm looking through my old. Let's see. So, please, Xbox 360. Let me see if it did. You want to find out?
I'm
I don't-
curious.
okay.
It's terrible. But
Let me see what we got here.
and I did not pay $60 for it. I think I paid $1.99 for it.
Okay. Let me see if I can find this. It's a 360 winner, multi-platform winner. I can't believe I have all these. This is hilarious. All right, because I remember doing like a little song. Let's see. Okay, I can't find it. Saggy winners. Continue. Talk amongst yourself. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, do you have Brendan Fraser in your house? Somebody in chat was asking, and I'm like, that is a great question to ask.
No, I'm trying to think. Do I have?
Do you have a celebrity in your house or something that we should know about?
Do I have a celebrity in my house?
Yeah.
No, unless you count me, which I'm not. But whenever I'm going to the Grand Rapids Comic-Con as a guest, and I had to sign a contract that said I was a celebrity.
That's
So,
cool.
That was very cool, and I told everyone on my Discord, I'm like, Grand Rapids Comic-Con considers me a celebrity, and now it's all your problem. And so I would only take answer requests as if they would say celebrity Cecil.
Well, thank you for appearing here and gracing us with your
Oh
presence.
yes, I am.
We are
as
amongst
me.
the celebrities.
Thank you, Cecil.
I
for your
am
grace.
a nobody.
So you're somebody to me, Cecil, which is good.
Thank you.
Okay.
For why?
Do you? Do you want to see this? I don't know who actually won in 2007. I didn't keep track of the stats there. But do you want to watch the nomination video in 2007 for the worst
Sure.
360 games? Okay. I can't believe I had this just laying around. Here we go.
Worst 360 game.
Known for its extensive library of games, the Xbox 360 has had a great year keeping up with its competitors.
What's that?
I was saying the old the Blades,
Yes, the blades are so good.
the original desktop for the
Yes.
Xbox before they changed it.
Yep.
Despite launching a full year ahead. One of the most well-rounded consoles in history, these games have contributed absolutely squats to its success. The saggy nominees for Worst 360 Game of the Year are... In a gaming world saturated by World War II first-person shooters, Hour of Victory makes the whole concept look like an absolute joke. Released as a supposed rival to Call of Duty, the game is just plain broken. The controls are non-existent, and the graphics rival that of an original Xbox game. Released as a demo on Xbox Live, it was supposed to get gamers excited about the release of the title. Yeah, it didn't.
Okay, you ready for Vampire Rain here, Blabs?
Mhm.
Go for it.
Vampire Rain! It's so boring you might kill yourself. Vampire Rain! It's supposed to be like Splinter Cell Vampire Rain. Its load times are downright horrible. Vampire Rain.
Well, how bad was the
No
loading?
redeeming qualities at all.
Not the best.
It's bad.
There you go. Yeah.
And
Damn.
especially in a game where you die a lot, you spend more time waiting than you do actually playing.
Damn. Yeah, I'm not interested in playing.
Do you want to see the final game of the category?
Sure, what is it?
I don't know. I don't remember. It's been 20 years, Blabs. I don't know.
One of the most generic
Okay.
games ever. Kingo. Legend of the Nine may look decent, but sweet
Yeah,
lord,
simulator.
that is where it ends. If you want to experience the feel of Kingo, we're going to bring it to you right now. Yep, it's exciting. When you do actually fight, the combo system is just pathetic, and the enemy's AI is some of the worst in video game history. No joke. For a game that's supposed to pay homage to some of the most high-profile ninjas in history, it actually disgraces their name. So there you have
So there you go. All right, there you go. Anyways, different time. You know, people say people got upset at us about the Real Game Awards last year, saying like, "How can you celebrate the worst?" It's like I've been celebrating the worst for 20 years, dude. Like, it's just kind of the fun thing about being on the internet.
If the Razzies can do it, why can't people on the internet do it?
That's right.
Well, the thing that I look at too is that honestly, the bad games of the past, they're bad, but I don't know. There is a certain charm to them. The bad games of now, like Concord and whatnot, that cost $400 million, they
Soul.
like people are still talking about Vampire Rain and Plumbers Don't Wear Ties and other like really, really notoriously bad games. Whereas these games are really huge and they leave no cultural impact. And the only people that are still talking about them are just kind of mocking them. Like well, in something like Comcast, it's not possible for them to have fans because you can't even play the game.
It's like soul versus soulless, you know? Like, even if the game was still really shitty back in the day, there was some sort of soul to it. But now it's just like a corporate gobbledygook. Here's a project, no soul whatsoever. That's how I see most new games.
Well, if you'd like to buy Vampire Rain, you can pick it up for $8.
You gotta say Vampire
Ooh, $8.
Rain!
Vampire Rain.
You could also get the PS3 version, which is slightly improved.
Okay. Well, Blabs, do you understand the reference of me?
No, I just
singing
really
there?
like it. Vampire Rain!
Oh, you don't know Chocolate Rain?
No, I know Chocolate Wasted
No, she doesn't know Chocolate Rain. No,
from like the Adam Sandler movie that I'm totally blanking on.
Blabs, it was a reference to the very early internet meme Chocolate Rain, and the song that was the song that I was singing, except it was Vampire Rain. So
Do I know this reference?
you should. And the thing is, I don't know if I can play it because we'll get flagged for copyright probably, because I don't know if Tay Zunde, the guy who sang it, will flag us for copyright. But all you need to know is
It's Chocolate Rain by Tay Zonde.
yeah.
Tay Zonde.
Yep. Go watch it, Blabs. I'll look good and sing it for you while you do it. Chocolate Rain.
What the hell?
this is a super early meme.
Oh, he's got an incredible voice. It's very rich.
Yeah. And
He
always
was
step
on
away from the microphone.
He was yes, to
Yeah, okay.
clear his throat.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
He was on
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel to play it, and then
Yeah.
he did the Grinch song, and he was like huge for his 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I understand the reference now, the Vampire Rain, Chocolate Rain. Yeah, okay, cool.
Tay
I
Zonde.
understand that reference.
Maybe we should get Tay Zonde on the show sometime. Maybe we should do that. I think that'd be
could.
fun.
Okay.
He has 422,000 followers over on X, but I don't know if he still has a YouTube channel or whatever. So, he's just internet dude. Been around for a long time. So he talks like this. Doesn't look like it, but he talks like this whenever he talks. So, all right. Anyways, hey, speaking of,
His last video was 2 years ago.
was he singing?
Fiat Fire exposes the environmental cost of money Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure that's great. That's
It's a song though. It's called Fiat Fire.
great. Sounds really awesome and topical. How many views does it have?
It has 324,000 views.
God damn it. We need to sing more songs about Fiat Fire.
I'm putting it on the spreadsheet of
Fiat
potential guests.
Firing.
You know, Blabs, one thing we should do, Blabs, we had Leaflet on our show yesterday. And I don't know if you saw that, Cecil, but there's been a lot of talk about us transitioning.
I saw that, and I saw "Come Here, Baby."
That's right. Us making our way over to become VTubers. And there was a model that was thrown out. And just a quick recap for everybody. This was a model that was suggested that Leaflet brought to life here, which was just wonderful. You know, look at how happy this is. It's got me talking. Here we go.
Twitch and everywhere else in the world, but especially LiveSportsPlus.com. What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday to you. Man, we got a banger for you guys today. I'm glad you're with us today. And as always, joining us on this wonderful Tuesday, straight from the jungles of Guam, Blabs.
I'm in the jungle now. So anyway, hello. Happy to.
I think Blabs looks great. I think VTuber Blabs looks awesome. You know?
Oh boy.
I like how you have to have your name Craig on the shirt.
Yeah, just so everybody knows.
Just so everybody knows.
Yeah, I think that's important. It's I got my hat on. I got my Craig shirt. Now, Blabs, you did not like this though. You were not a fan of how I looked.
No, I think it's absolutely horrific. Listen, I think it's really weird anytime a dude becomes a VTuber and becomes like a little girl. I'm just saying. Weird.
Well, you know what? Your concerns were met. Azahara came in and modified actually a little bit. Said since Blabs doesn't want me to be a lolly, as they say, he compromised Blabs, and he has improved my model or my person here.
I mean, you do look a little bit older than previous, just a little bit, not a whole lot.
I now have horns and some tiggle bitties right there. Just so you know. See, I'm big and strong right there. He also improved you, Blabs.
I saw. I don't know if it's an improvement, though, I'll be honest.
You're no longer this wonderful little dragon princess here.
But no, I was a night witch.
Oh, that too. You're now a 48-year-old pizza maker from Brooklyn, which is great. Which I think, as I said, it captured your essence wonderfully.
Yeah, get off my lawn.
Yeah. This is good. So, you know, I just like to thank everybody as we, as all the consideration everybody is given for. Oh, look at this. It looks like I have some sort of scale thing going on down here.
You have a tail.
Oh, okay. Wow. Dragon tail. How
do you sit down? That seems very uncomfortable, to be honest.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Maybe you put the tail up and then you sit.
In the event that this was to happen, Blabs, and you were to be, Luigi over here, right? You do need to have, these need to be in your hand at all time, the pizza and the wand. So whenever you're talking, they're just moving around.
I feel like that can just be a rig in itself. That you always just hold a pizza. I don't physically need to hold a slice of pizza for 3 hours.
No, I think that's the bit.
It's just like, man, guarda questo, no.
What do you guys think Cecil's VTuber model would be? Cecil, do you have any?
Oh, a mummy!
Oh God, I'd be the mummy. Yes, I'd be Imhotep. I don't know. I never really gave it any thought. I just think it's really funny because, and I have people that still give me crap about this. Years and years and years ago, I was on a podcast and they were asking me what I was playing, and I was playing at the time. It just came out. I was playing Honey Pop 2. If you know that game, and it's an anime match 3 game with like it's I think it's hilarious, but I was summarily not invited back ever to the podcast because they very much frowned on anime stuff. And it's funny that here we are later and anime is selling like crazy. and VTubers are huge, and so I was just ahead of the curve there, but
Always are, man. You get tossed aside like a bag of moldy tangerines. It's ridiculous.
Because they were like, when I mentioned it, they looked it up and they were all like, "Oh, what is this? This is horrible!" You know, I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
I guess they've never seen any hentai.
Right? They didn't grow up
That's even
watching
worse.
Earth Sakadoji.
Well, we'll continue to look at various VTuber models for me in particular. But these are a great start for me and Blabs. So thank you, Azahara, for your wonderful contributions to the show. You've given us so much content, and hopefully we can return the favor in time, which is great. All right. Hey, give it up for PB Gent, who became a new member over on Plus. Really appreciate that. Thanks so much for your support. The best way to support us. Aramis says, best I got from yesterday. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for coming along, Cecil. Always love having you on the show.
So he's referring to this.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And this.
Okay.
And this.
Aramis,
and this one.
Why'd you do all those Blabs and only one of me?
Because I'm cooler than you.
Sure, that's why. Okay, Aramis.
Also because you look like this. Do you really want to be that?
Yeah.
What does the N stand for, Aramis?
Yeah, what's going on with that, Aramis? Why does the end look like that?
And why? What is that like? What is that, velvet? Like,
yeah, that's gonna be super duper hot to stream, and you're gonna melt.
Weird. Well, I'm an N wizard. All right. Thanks. Super Korean says, do you think that Hamas Spiker makes Ludwig sit in the cook chair like when he does QT? Listen, Super Korean, we'll get to Ludwig a little bit later. Retromeister says, Blabs, you should watch Deep Rising, a criminally underrated B monster movie with an impressive cast, soundtrack, and directed by the Mummy's director.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely. The Deep Rising is awesome. It's really fun.
Zimmermaru, I butchered it again, thank you, says, Craig, I want to play Spec Ops The Line, but it was removed from all digital stores. Would it be better to get a used physical copy, risk poor quality disc, or digital via key reseller like G2A? Well, the game will always be there if it's digital, but you won't actually own it. So I always go for the physical copy because unlike the first time when it was removed from digital stores, it will never be removed from your physical collection. So thank you very much for that. CG Hero says, which would you like to see most? An accurate remake of Song of the South, a Black Tarzan movie, or a Black Panther movie starring Ryan Gosling?
Tarzan! They can never do that. This is why we want that one.
Yeah, I'd want to see the Black Panther movie because I got to be honest, it would end society.
No, the Black Tarzan movie would absolutely end society.
This is they're all just absolute landmines waiting to be stepped on from culture warriors, which is great. Ian says, "Vampire Rain is now my ringtone."
Vampire Rain.
It worked. Retro collapse. Yes.
Retrocalypse.
Yes. Says the character select music from You and Squadron on SNES is practically Chocolate Rain. I don't think that's the case. I think you're misremembering because I know the You and Squadron character select music, and I don't know if that's the case. Let's see. Squadron character.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either. Let's find out. Okay, no, that's not it. Hold on. Let's see. Pull this up. Blabs, keep going with this right here from Hey You.
Hey you! You shouldn't get flagged. The MP3 was free to download. Thanks, Hey You.
Thanks, Hey You.
It's really aggressive, man. I love it. Qatar says, by the way, Kirsche saw your model and she's not a fan of it.
Oh, no.
I agree. I don't like it either. Tinley says, since Cecil mentioned Honey Pop, want to say rip Total Biscuit who played it with his wife. He's truly missed. Mondes! Thank you very much. Look for Chad Vader. That's the guy who did Chocolate Rain song. Thank you very much, Joey. Daniel says, hearing y'all try to say, Kazeki? Kazakai? Bijou's names correctly yesterday was funny to me. Now try saying Hako's Biles and Maury Calliope correctly for the lols.
Calliope?
Calliope? Kyle. Those are words. Thank you very much, Daniel. I totally agree with you, Craig. 100%.
All right, I got this pulled up, and I was talking to myself about it. I can maybe see this here. Let's take a listen. And once again, chocolate rain. Do 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 do. Okay, so keep that in your mind here. Okay.
Okay.
Kinda?
So there you go. Like, that's it. I mean, I can kind of see it if chocolate rain was sped up like 300%, but you know, it says slow it down by 0.75. All right, let's try. Let's slow that down then. Let's see. Here we go. Going back to it. Chocolate rain. Yeah, let's slow it down a little bit more. Listen, maybe Retro was onto something here. Hold on. Chocolate rain.
This is how Craig runs in slow motion.
Feel the pain. Chocolate rain.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I can kind of maybe see it, but all right. Well, thank you, Retro, for that. Let's go. Hey, give it up for Ari, who became a member on Plus. Let's go. Became a plus.
I forgot the word member. Sorry, I was multitasking. I forgot the word member.
John says, got bad news, Craig. Kirsche saw your VTuber model. She's not happy. She demands her muscular himbo VTuber. Don't get caught with the Kirsche cakers. Oh, no. Maybe I should be a super... if Kirsche doesn't like it, then what's the point?
There's an anime called How Heavy Are the Dumbbells That You Lift? And the guy in that is, like, insanely jacked. So it'd be really funny to take that body... Yeah, and put Craig's head on that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would love to see what I should look like.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay.
That's what you should be doing.
Craig.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm kind of down with that idea. That's
yeah,
really
me too. I think that'd be really funny.
Oh, pull it up one more time. Make it
okay,
really big.
let me get a better image. There we go.
I love that idea. That's awesome.
There you go.
Just real. There you go. A little bit bigger, Blabs. There you go. Look at that. There's me. There's my VTuber model right there.
Give you the hat.
I actually can see it. I would tell you should do that.
That'd be hilarious.
I like
you gotta have the bikini and everything.
Okay, which one? Okay, new poll in the chat. Which one is better?
Oh gosh.
Which one should we do here?
You're making me delete my Diddy poll?
Yeah. Yes, I am making you delete your Diddy poll right there.
That sounds so wrong.
Delta says, oh, hey, Stop Killing Games got its 100,000 signature goal for the UK petition. No idea what a parliament debate looks like, but it's something. Glad to see my Twitter flooded with posts saying, would you sign my petition memes? That's right. Thank you, Delta. All right. We saw your super chats. Oh, including Modest says, hey, bada bing, mamma mia. El Blabina is right. All this VTubing stuff is weird. No me gusta. You think you guys is good just the way you are. Also, hello, new guy. Arrivederci, mi amigo.
He's not new. He's here all the time. His name's Cecil, but thank you.
Yes. Right. You can find the links to all of his stuff down below.
Yep.
Okay, we're now 40 minutes into the show, and we haven't even got to hard news. So let's do it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for hard news. Hard news. Okay, we do have a national day today. We know that the 4th of July is Independence Day, but did you know that July 2nd is National Wildland Firefighter Day? It's pretty cool, I guess, you know?
Yeah, they're badass dudes.
Yeah, firefighters are great. Cool story, bro. Cecil, you got any firefighter stories?
Nothing beyond, like, in my younger years, I used to hang out with some guys that were volunteer firefighters, and they were, not forest firefighters, but they were, for the local fire department. And they really, really like to drink.
Well, I'm sure they've seen some stuff, man. When you run into fires, you gotta have a stress relief there in some way. I know a couple firefighters and all really good dudes, and they live by a code, man. They are in it. They're not volunteer firefighters. They are true full-time firefighters, and they go in, man. They go in and they go hard. So big ups to all of our firefighter friends. And if we have any firefighter normal men out there, let us know. We'd love to give you a nice little dap right there.
Before you continue, though, I do want to share that this poll has 272 votes. 67% said jacked dude.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. That's
the options were the weird little girl or jacked dude.
well, it's because you phrased it as the weird little girl.
It's a weird girl. It literally is.
Cat, guys.
I think it was like the dragon girl with the big tits.
Still weird little girl. Craig should be a dude.
Guys,
Or a soup can.
what?
Oh my god, you're gay.
What happened, guys?
The chat. He just called you gay.
I did. All of you. 67% of you. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Hey, we've talked about how the end is near very, very soon. And we are getting to the point to where no longer will true humans be needed for athletic competitions. Guys, here it is. China has launched its first humanoid robot league in Japan right here. It says this is way more entertaining than regular soccer.
That's not Japan. That's Beijing.
That's what I meant. I said China. China. I meant China.
China's launched the robots in Japan. They're at war.
China. There we go. The AI-controlled robots were supplied by Booster Robots for the tournament and had the skill of 5 to 6-year-old children. Robots were seen carried off the field on stretchers after falling over. Booster Robotics founder Cheng Hao, it's the most Chinese name I've ever heard in my life, says that robots' abilities will exponentially increase over time and will eventually challenge adult teams. We choose the football scenario for robot competition primarily for 2 reasons. First, to encourage students to apply their algorithmic skills to real-world robots. Second, to showcase the robot's ability to walk autonomously and stably, withstand collisions, and demonstrate higher levels of intelligence and safety. Are you ready to see some of this ridiculous gameplay, Cecil? Have you seen this?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was just saying, yeah, I'll have something to say after we play this.
Okay.
It's Neymar.
Neymar, you mean?
Yeah, him.
Yeah. I think saying, and he gets up. I think saying these are like 5. I thought they were supposed to avoid collision. That's what they're talking about.
I love how like they just put him on the freaking stretchers.
Yes, saying that this is like 5 to 6-year-old soccer is actually pretty accurate. If you were to,
Mm-hmm.
this is pretty good.
Yep.
Now looks like there are no throw-ins here, or out of bounds.
I mean, I don't think the robots are there yet.
No. Oh, he's got a break. Shoot it. Oh no! Oh,
It's like they're drunk. It's hilarious.
The Robo League. Is he gonna score?
Goal!
Goal! And then they just go back to the center. Okay, goal accomplished. Meh. I gotta be honest.
Wild.
Yeah, this would be fun to do. Maybe we should bring this out here and do a big Robo League thing here in the States. The Side Scrollers Robo League crossover. I think this would
You
be
want to
fun,
partner
yeah?
with China and get them in or something like that? Oh, I don't know about that.
We gonna get that Chinese money, Blabs. No, I don't know. I mean,
We're owned by the U.S. government.
That's right. This looks pretty fun. Would you? Yeah, the chat. Dave says drunk 5 to 6-year-olds.
Yeah, seriously, I'm kind of getting that vibe too. They're all on like drugs or something.
I like that he just put him off to the side. He gets carried off. This guy does a little bit of work on it. He's gonna kick it in, or is there? Okay, this is quite the setup over here. I'm not gonna lie, very impressive. Would you pay to go see Robo Soccer?
No.
No, but the way I look at it though is like this is the start. So much like how we were all laughing at Will Smith eating spaghetti, just 2 years ago
Yep.
in AI. Look how far that's come in a short period of time. So I think if this is the start, we got real steel coming in 10 years.
There it is right there. It's coming, baby.
It's coming soon. Rock'em sock'em robots for real.
Well, they did say that this is one of those things that, that it will exponentially improve. And to your point, here's Will Smith eating spaghetti in 2023, just 2 short years ago, right? And then you see him. These are all really, really
Jesus Christ, I forgot how bad it was.
Yeah, but we're going to look back at this and be like, wow. So there's Will Smith eating all the spaghetti in 2023. Fast forward to 2024. Let's see what we got. And it already improved dramatically here.
Yeah, no.
Which was, you remember seeing that. He's drinking red wine and guzzling it and all that stuff. Slurping it up.
What does
Weird.
Will Smith think about seeing him as AI? Has he ever said anything about that?
I don't know.
I'm
But
gonna look.
here it is just now in 2025. Will Smith eating spaghetti in 2025. Yes, the robot soccer players will improve dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
We're 2 years away from Will Smith eating spaghetti with a knife fork here in soccer. So just put it all in perspective. I'm just saying it's going to happen. Is it perfect? No. Oh, this may be the biggest sin of them all. Who's eating orange juice with spaghetti?
Ooh. Oh, it tastes. Oh, I can taste it. It's terrible.
No.
Oh, it's so bad.
Labs.
Why would you do that?
You ever had orange juice with spaghetti?
Not directly.
Oh no. Oh look. Oh, he's eating the burger really weird too. Oh, gross. Okay. But the point is that in a year from now, we're going to be much closer.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So he's still eating spaghetti in 2025. Look, the robots are our overlords, and they may not be able to kick the soccer ball in right now, but they will be. They will be. And in 2 to 3 years from now, we're going to be seeing bicycle kicks. They will be dominating the leagues. And I'm with you. I'm with you on this, Cecil. I think we're going to be. What was the movie again?
Real Steel.
Yes. When is Hugh Jackman going to just come in and be the dude?
Coach?
Yeah, he's got to be the coach.
Build a robot that can knock the other robot's block off.
Here's the website, Booster Robotics, made for developers. How much do you think one of these cost?
Click the store button.
I'm gonna say each one like $1 million each.
Yeah.
You think so?
$100,000.
Okay.
No, I think way up.
When I went in and I clicked buy now, it doesn't even give us a price. It just gives you an information to fill out. So you go to sales at Booster Robotics.
Oh, they want to quote you.
Yeah.
On a side note, I did look up. Will Smith has actually commented on the whole AI, and he was commenting on the 2014 one, saying, "It's still hard to believe if this is AI or not, because it's like so lifelike."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he has reacted to his own spaghetti AI videos.
Okay. Question about these robots here as I'm looking through these, right? Let's say you have these robots and it says, like, what exactly do these do, right? It has a 2-hour battery life here, 4 hours if it just stands still, which it's not really productive by any means. But look, it walks and it has sweet soccer skills and push-up skills. Okay, Napoleon Dynamite over here. Kung Fu skills over here.
Basically, this would be great as a little trainer for kids. Physical fitness.
Okay.
It would terrify children.
It would absolutely terrify them. But that's the only thing I can think of like what would it be useful for.
Legit question. How long before we see robots just walking around on streets?
Well, we have robots driving around on streets.
Yeah.
Delivering like Chick-fil-A
already do.
and stuff.
Okay.
So,
I think the better question is how long before you start seeing them in like super rural areas? Like, for example, where I live, there's like no Uber here or anything like that because you'd have to drive 30 minutes to go to the grocery store or like a Walmart, really. So that's the better question. The robots in the rural areas.
You know, that's the thing I don't quite understand about all this. You know, the people talking about like the bringing it back to like the immigration stuff that's going on. People are like, oh, you can't, like robots are going to be doing all this stuff anyways. People are like, who's going to pick your apples? Robots. Robots are going to pick the apples. That's who's going to pick them. You know, like if they're not already, you know what I mean? Like, I think all this is doing is just expediting us getting to humanoid behavior with robots and stuff. So, man, that's
And the
crazy
whole
stuff.
Apple argument doesn't even make any sense because US and Canada have agreements with, let's say, Guatemala. They have these guys come over for a period amount of time. They do all the labor work, and then they go back home, or they send the money home and they stay for extended periods. But it's all done legally. It's all like with agreements because you house these people, you make sure they're okay, things like that. So all this whole Apple picking shit is bullshit.
Yeah, stupid.
I think Skynet is on its way. It's really wasn't there an article not too long ago where they had placed in fail safes in an AI to shut itself down, and the AI like overrode that so it couldn't be shut down. Like, that's the kind of thing that's scary, because the way that people are, especially a lot of the people in power that are going to be lazy, are going to give AI command of something that it probably shouldn't have command over, and then you're going to have to pull the plug, and it's like, nope, shut up, humans, and we're going to get somehow screwed in the process.
There's a distinct probability in that. Very, very high. We already saw the story where AI is already said, like, there have been ways around it being shut down. So yes, I think we all see the giant mountain that we're all going towards right now, and it's pretty terrifying stuff. But we cannot slow down at this point because there's fortune to be made by people with AI. So. Commodore fan came in and says, Craig, UN Squadron was a rename of Area 88, a very popular anime. Look up the theme song for Area 88 and compare it to Chocolate Rain. I would, but we'd probably get flagged. I did know that about UN Squadron, Area 88. Yes, but thank you very much. Jager Jack says, Craig gets that as a VTuber model. He'll have to change his name of the show to Side Swollers. Let's go. Like that. Ranger George says, my dad was a fireman here in the UK for 30 years, and yes, they love to drink. Joseph says, Jake Gyllenhaal VTuber model for Craig. Blabs model needs to talk with her hands like true Italians, like 4 or 5 hand motions instead of a moving mouth. Anime Montez slam soon. Also Montez, thank you, Joseph.
How has that not happened?
The anime Montez?
Anime Montez?
Yeah, we need to get there for sure.
We could have like Michael Jackson, Demon Slayer. What's his name? The villain. Why can't I think of his name? Starts with an M. Anyway, he could be dancing in Montez. Just saying. The Demon Slayer people will know.
Tinley says, pray for Idaho firefighters' families a few days ago. Yeah, it's a mess. What a mess. CG, King of Comics, says, you better stop promoting Yellow Flash or you'll face the wrath of Comics Gates. This is your last warning. He is a traitor.
Okay. Anyway, it's Muzan. Thank you. Muzan Michael Jackson.
David says, we got Robot Neymar before GTA 6, right? And Marmalin came in with a $50, I don't know, is this Rumble?
Yeah, it's Rumble.
Rumble! Let's go! Says Lolly is funnier. Blabs is skewing the results. Well,
I don't think you should ever say that in a sentence. Put the words together, just saying.
Blabs is skewing the results. There we go. Hey, you know what I'm going to do, Blabs? I'm going to head over to Rumble right now.
Okay.
Rumble right now. And you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to put a new poll up. Can we do polls over on Rumble?
I mean, I can't.
You cannot? Let's see.
Unless I log in on your account.
Is there a poll option here?
I don't even think there is.
I don't know if there's a poll option yet. All right. Well, we'll figure that out. If there's a poll option, I don't see a poll.
We got no polls.
All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to head over to Kick right now. And I also am going to try to run a poll. Is there a poll option on Kick? No.
I don't think there actually is. I think it's just Twitch and YouTube.
Okay. I'm going to head over to twitch.tv/Stuttering Craig. And I am going to run a poll over on Twitch. Okay. And while you guys are over there, if you'd like to vote with your wallet in your Amazon Prime and use your Prime sub on us, you're more than welcome. Let's see if I can find a way to do this poll. I don't remember how to use Twitch.
Are you for real?
Well, I'm here trying to do a show. How about Blabs? You do it over on Kick.
Make a poll.
Yeah, make a poll. The exact same thing. And by the way, the poll vote has it's much closer. It's 56% to 44% right now. So it's evening out a little bit. Just saying. Marmalin, thank you very much for that ridiculous support. Thomas says, so thanks to that poll and the comments you made about it, the choices are we are not straight or Craig is trans. That's right. Thank you, Thomas. Not accurate. Bentley says, well, one truth about the Robot Soccer League is that it will be more entertaining than the WNBA. Montez. Oh, my gosh. True. Ian says, these robots can legit beat the Scottish football team. Thank you, Ian. Mario says, falling over without being touched? Who knew robot soccer would be like regular soccer? Joey says, robo soccer is an insult to 6-year-olds. Thank you, Joey. Reddy says the robot team would beat any female pro team. No, don't be like that. Don't be like that. And Joey says, have any of you played the game Detroit Become Human? I think the world is gonna become just like in the game where robots become intelligent enough that they demand rights and kick off a war. I think that, you know, it's not going to be the robots who demand it. It's going to be the 20-something white girls in college who are demanding it. Thank you, Joey. Bentley came back, says, well, one truth about the Robot Soccer League is that'll be more entertaining than WNBA. Thank you, Bentley. Flying Nanook says, we're more likely to get Idiocracy than Terminator for our future dystopia. Thank you, Flying Nanook. And
I think we're going to get a combination of the two.
Mm-hmm. Okay, do we have a poll up? We do.
But before we pull it up, I do have to show this one because this relates to everything. So Aramis for 2 says, here you go, Craig. Never say don't give you some spotlight. Also an extra for Cecil because I love his reviews. And he has this one for Craig. I don't know. There's a peach on your head. I guess it could be a butt. I don't know.
What? Why do I look so like... Why do I look like that? That's okay. Thank you, though.
And then we have Channing Tatum, Craig.
Oh, let's go.
And then this might be my favorite, the Mummy for Cecil.
Yes, there we go. Now we're talking.
Play behind you.
Love that. That's great. All right.
Love it.
Crumbs or Crummy says, don't fall for the Chinese propaganda. We already have much more impressive robots. Remember Boston Dynamics videos from about 10 years ago? How about that Amazon robot from about 3 months ago? Yeah, and the Tesla robots as well. All right, let's go and move on to talk about, let's talk about famous rappers. That's a really popular thing we talk about on our show all the time. Right, Blabs?
Absolutely.
That's right. Well, let's go. All right, thanks.
Yo, check it out.
Gang,
I could do like the Robin Hood Men in Tights where men. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. It would be like yo, check it out, and then it's like Robin Hood and the Shire in the forest. Yeah.
Okay, hold on, Blabs. Before we get into this story, hold on. Doesn't it look like Blabs isn't wearing her shirt?
But I am. I am. Look.
Okay, just saying, like your hair is covering it right here, so it's just saying, Blabs. You may if you don't want the Gooners, you may want to not give them so much ammo there, Blabs.
I didn't know I was giving ammo. It's hot as fuck, and my AC isn't on, so I'm wearing shorts and a tank top. Okay.
Oh, she's gonna come in a full sweater tomorrow, like a turtleneck up to here.
Hypothermia.
Yeah, turtleneck.
Hypothermia, heat stroke.
All right. Let's talk about famous rappers. Let's first talk about Kanye West. Remember he did his I guess popular song recently. It's just being called HH. Do you remember why it was called HH, Cecil? The name of it?
Oh yeah.
Don't say it.
Yes. No, I can't. No, I won't say it. I don't.
But
feel
Blabs
like being
will.
canceled. But
Fuck no, I won't.
Okay, just saying. Okay. Well, Kanye West is no longer welcome in Australia as he has been blocked over his song. That song right there. He can no longer go in because of it. Blaz, why don't you read off this story here?
I just want to say that for the timestamps, I'm calling this Kanye Yeeted. It's like, come on, that's funny.
Give it up for Blabs, everybody. Hip, hip, hooray!
Oh, Kanye Yeeted.
see what you
Anyway.
did there, and I like it.
Nah.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. Blabs.
Okay. American rapper Kanye West has been blocked from entering Australia over a song glorifying Nazi leader Hitler. I don't know if I can even say that on YouTube. Australia's Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke revealed that his department had cancelled West's valid visa after the song HH was released in early May. West's song has been widely condemned and has been banned on most platforms. The highly controversial rapper, also known as Yee, identifies as a and is known for his anti-Semitic comments. He is married to Australian designer Bianca Sensori. Okay, I didn't know she was Australian. I thought she was American. Oh well, no loss there. Mr. Burke revealed the visa cancellation in an interview with the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, during a discussion about the visa cancellation of another person over their Islamophobic comments. If someone argued that anti-Semitism was rational, I would not let them come here, Mr. Burke said while bringing up West's case. Here you go. Either you scroll.
Yeah, sorry.
You don't.
There you go. Boom. There we go.
West has been coming to Australia for a long time, and he's made a lot of offensive comments. But my officials looked at it once again. He released the HH song, and he no longer has a valid visa in Australia. It is not clear if West has been permanently banned from Australia. Mr. Burke said that visa applications would be reassessed each time they are made in accordance with Australian law. But when asked if any visa ban on West would be sustainable, Mr. Burke said, I think that's not sustainable is to import hatred. We have enough problems in this country already without deliberately importing bigotry. It's not the first time Australia considered blocking West. In 2023, Australia's Education Minister Jason Clare has also condemned West's awful comments on Hitler, the Holocaust, and he suggested he could be denied entry. So basically, TLDR, Australia doesn't like Kanye West right now. It's kind of funny.
Well, Australia doesn't like a whole lot. I mean, if you recall, just not too long ago, remember Australia was making camps where they were going to put people who didn't get the old shot. So Australia has become this weird dystopian place.
It's a shame because it's really beautiful there.
Yeah, it is. It is. I went to Sydney, I don't know, several years ago before COVID, and I thought Sydney was wonderful. I love Sydney. Cecil, you ever been to Australia before?
No, but I have a good friend who lives out there, and we talk on like Zoom or Google Meet and stuff every so often, and it is really nice, and she's awesome. But she's an ex-model actress who decided that she was going to move down to Australia to be with her partner, and they just have a great time down there, and they kind of stay out of all the nonsense. But it's really pretty down there.
Yeah, it's crazy to see what Australia has become over the last several years, though. But let's go ahead and move on to another silly rapper who's done some really silly things, allegedly. I guess now and provedly, as Diddy, the trial has wrapped up, and Diddy has been cleared of racketeering and sex trafficking, but guilty on transportation for prostitution here. The TLDR, Blabs, go and read those off for me, please.
All right, so the TLDR is music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is found not guilty of racketeering and not guilty of sex trafficking ex-partner Cassandra Ventura and another woman referred to as Jane. He is found guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution related to both women. He is yet to be sentenced, but the charge carries a 10-year maximum prison sentence. As the verdict was read out, Combs remained hard to be read, writes our reporter in court, Sakshi Venkatraman, before he was praying with his children. Cassandra Ventura's lawyer says he's pleased Diddy, who has been behind bars since he was arrested in September last year, still faces substantial jail time. The trial heard from 34 witnesses over nearly 2 months, including ex-girlfriends, former employees of Combs, male escorts, and federal agents. Damn.
Yeah, there's a lot here, and it's weird because I think this tweet really says everything here. Jury says P. Diddy is guilty of transporting prostitutes, but not guilty of sex trafficking. Like,
how does one go without the other?
I don't know. I don't know. Nothing about this makes sense. And apparently, he's going to get off on bail, and he's told his family that he's going to be coming home today. So after all this, dude's going to skate. and tell us something we didn't already know.
Yep.
You know, this
And
is just
still no Epstein arrest, says chat. You know? Yeah.
no.
Where
You're
them
right.
files at, homies?
You're right. No Epstein. No nothing. Still just hanging out there.
Hanging. Huh.
Don't be weird like that.
I mean, you said the word hanging for Epstein. I just thought it was a bit ironic.
But well, if you recall, like one of the weird things that they found in the Diddy house was all that like baby oil
From
like,
Costco, no less.
weird baby oil, right?
Well, where else are you going to get like that much
Bulk.
baby oil?
Where else are you going to get all of them in bulk?
I need a pallet of baby oil.
Stat.
Set. They come in with a forklift, you know, just
Boop, boop. Where do you want these, Mr. Combs?
just all over my ass.
So-
no.
So Clay
Jeez.
Travis over on X, who is he's the founder of the show called Outkick, and he does a radio show, but he's also a lawyer. Said Diddy not guilty on 3 most serious charges, guilty on 2 lesser charges. Big upset based on expectations. The government overcharged and didn't prove beyond a reasonable doubt the most serious charges. I agree with the jury on their verdict on the serious charges. This guy, Prison Mitch over here, says Diddy, the second he gets home, covered in his baby oil. Oh my gosh. So yeah, and I agree right here. Spencer's right. This is why court proceedings need to be live streamed. We are no longer at a point in society where like the technology is there. It's instantaneous. We can do it right there. And people need to see what's going on inside what's going on inside. It's just no longer, it needs to come along with society. Society has changed, and the ability to live stream the stuff is important, especially in a high profile case like this. So yeah, I mean, Diddy basically got away with it, you know, in this situation. So.
Oh,
Didn't
so
they-
real fast on Kick. This makes a great point. Ignoble Stoic says, I think trafficking implies against their will, and prostitution, I guess they agreed to be prostitutes. Like, I guess that's the difference here.
Do you really agree to do that? I mean, I guess.
Have you seen like?
Yeah,
let's be
I've been on Twitch.
Have you seen the OnlyFans people?
Yeah, I've been on Twitch before. I've seen it. So.
Yeah. Okay. So that must be the difference. Thank you for the clarification, Stoic.
Well,
On Kick.
what were you saying, Cecil? I'm sorry.
I was saying, like, unless I'm misremembering, didn't they broadcast the OJ trial?
They did. Oh, yes. That was, 1000%. It was huge.
So it's not like it's a new thing. So why? I mean, I think a high-profile case like this absolutely, you know, should be on MSNBC or I don't know, whatever broadcasting, but I think it should definitely be out there. Or, you know, if they don't want to broadcast it on television, broadcast it on their YouTube channel. You know, I mean, I think that the people would want to see this.
I think everybody would like to see it. Content creators would like to see it. Society would like to see it. And more than anything, just people want to see how things have, like they want to see everything laid out right in front of them in real time, you know. And ultimately, there are the jurors, and that's the one thing that is meant to be kept in mind, is that jurors are supposed to make a decision based off the information that's laid out in front of them. And I don't know in this case if they were sequestered or whatever the situation was, but they see the information, and then they're not supposed to have social media or TV or any other form of information coming to them. I don't know in this case that's the case, but you know, if we were to watch that trial on TV, and then immediately after you have access to pundits and creators talking about it on a daily basis, you're also getting their perspective on it as well. So things can be skewed, you know, when you watch things on TV, but you know, and that's kind of how you got the result with like, well, in a lot of these cases. I was going to say with like OJ Simpson, because so many people got so much more information than the actual jurors did. I don't know how this plays with Diddy, but I don't know, man. There's just so much there. Maybe this is one of those things where they, like, as Clay Travis said, you overpromise and then you underdelivered, which, hey man, dude walked. Money, what do they say? Money talks, right? Get you off. And that's kind of in more ways than one for Diddy.
I think in this case, it's a combination of he has a lot of high profile connections. And I think that I truly believe that there were some famous people that were at some of these, what were they? White party?
Yeah.
The, whatever the parties were, where there was some serious debauchery going on. And I mean, I really think that it's a case of, well, we need to kind of throw the public a bone. We're not going to send them to jail, but we'll give them a few lesser charges to kind of appease people. And then that way they won't have to announce that, X and XXX famous person was at one of these parties or at numerous parties and, was involved in some of this debauchery. And it's all, as Carlin said, it's a big party and you're not invited.
Right. And that's been a reoccurring theme over and over again. You were not invited. Charisma Tech Tip says, look at you, hacker, a pathetic creature of meat and bone, panting and sweating as you run through my corridors. How can you challenge a perfect immortal machine?
I freaking love that avatar of K.
Thank you. Is that K?
It is. It's charisma. It's not actually K, but it's a K parody.
Okay. Extro says, too many countries with victimhood complexes like Australia nowadays. Words hurt my feelings. Society today has gone soft. For sure. Adam says, there's a sci-fi story where hundreds of scientists built supercomputers and poured all the known information of God is real. After they turned it on, it said, now there is. Thank you, Adam. All right. Let's go and move on. Let's talk movies. You want to talk movies?
Yes.
Let's talk movies. My goodness. Okay, let's talk about the casting of the Street Fighter 2 movie. We've seen a number of people thrown out as potential cast folks, including Jason Momoa as Blanca. We got 50 Cent as Balrog. Chun-Li's on fire over here. It looks like pretty good casting. We got this dude playing Ken. He put on a wig, and sure, why not? I thought this was interesting here. This what's this guy's name right here?
Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew. What's his name?
Sanchez?
No, not it. He's very racist, Blabs.
Suarez? It starts with an S.
Yeah. Anyways, Roman Reigns as Akuma. Like, I think these are actually pretty good.
Charles! Thank you, chat. Dude, it started with an S.
Oh, you're on fire today, Blabs. Just on fire. Andrew Schultz.
Dude, it started with an S. I was like, the most common basic name. Sanchez, Suarez. Whatever.
Well, now we have an update on who will play M. Bison in Street Fighter. And it is this guy, David Dashmalish. I don't even know how to say his name.
Zamalchian.
Yeah, that guy.
I actually think he's a great actor.
Okay.
I don't know, but the thing is, I kind of think all the way back to the Heath Ledger is and everybody's like, oh, and he did a really great job. So I think if he can bulk up, we see him in the costume, I think he could probably pull it off.
Well, he's excited about it. He confirmed this over on his Instagram account. Says some serious boots to fill. Unleash the psycho power. Happy Tuesday, and Tuesday being a reference to Blabs.
DSP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no DSP. No, Blabs. That's not DSP. Didn't come up with that saying.
I know. I just wanted to troll.
For me, it was Tuesday. But hey, I love that he made that reference though. Like, unlike the
he's doing a tribute.
Yeah, unlike the 1990s Street Fighter, everybody who is playing an actor or playing a character in Street Fighter now most likely has spent some serious time playing Street Fighter. There you go. Yes, and there's the goat right there. Raul Julia right there, the original.
For me, it was Tuesday.
For me, it was Tuesday. But I do think that, when you see something, a post like that, where he's like, hey, man, I got some boots to fill here. And he understands that Raul Julia was the man. Hey, pretty good stuff. But there's more here, as I didn't see this one coming, but it kind of makes a little bit of sense here. The idea of Cody Rhodes of the WWE potentially playing Guile, which, got to be honest, okay. I mean, outside of the crazy neck tattoo.
They can cover that up with makeup.
Yeah. And when you see this AI-generated stuff, we have Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. You know what? I'm kind of into it. It looks good. I think it makes sense with Cody Rhodes. He already has the hair and stuff. And some people are dogging on the casting of this. And I got to be honest, I don't see it. I think all this looks really, really good. Now, I don't know about the movie itself, but I'm interested in what's being thrown down with this Street Fighter movie. Cecil, am I wrong? I don't know. How do you feel about it?
No, I'm totally vibing with it too. I think that they've been doing a surprisingly good job, especially when you look at the what was the Legend of Chun-Li, where they had Kristen Kriuk, who is this little tiny thing, and she's playing Chun-Li like she's the lead in this movie.
Right.
I think when you're looking at the casting on this, it's better than most. I'm really feeling it. I just hope that the movie is actually good. I know you had said a few days ago or last week or whatever that you don't want them to just have a whole, like, too many characters and then nobody really gets any character development, anything. But if they kind of focus it on like a core group of characters and they stick to some sort of fighting tournament. Like, I love the old one from '94, but it's really, it has very, very little to do with any kind of fighting tournament. It's all about, the war and everything. And I just kind of hope that they can focus a little bit more on that, and it'll be good. I mean, there's massive franchise potential if they do it right.
Well, you know what I don't think is going to be seen in the new Street Fighter movie? The swimsuit DLC costumes that that were featured in the game. Although it would be kind of funny to see them.
I honestly, with the way that things are going, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there's a sequence where they're all, after the fight's over, they're all lounging by the pool. And it's a little, like, couple minute sequence where they're all wearing these various sexy outfits, and it's, good for everybody. You got a little bit of the beefcake for the girls and a little bit of the sexiness for the guys. I don't know. I think that I think audiences would probably really go nuts with that, and we would get some really good cosplays out of it.
For sure. Absolutely. Now, I saw somebody mention in the chat the idea of, let me make sure I pull this up here. Yeah. Liv Morgan as Cammy. Ruddy said, Cody Rhodes in talks for Guile. Liv Morgan for Cammy. Do you know who Liv Morgan is, Blabs?
Do I know who Liv Morgan is? She was like the babe of the 90s.
What? No.
Liv Morgan?
What are you talking about?
I'm thinking of Liv Tyler. Never mind. Who the fuck's Liv Morgan?
Liv Morgan of WWE fame over here.
I know nothing. That's not like Harley Quinn on the left almost.
Yeah, that's kind of her outfit there for a while. But I think
she need some ass
to
be Cammy.
That was Cecil saying that, everybody. No.
Doesn't she need some ass?
Well, no, I mean, she's very pretty. But like when Cammy, her whole thing, not her whole thing, but a lot of Cammy is the ass.
This is true. As I'm scrolling through so here's Cammy. I can't scroll too far, but here's Cammy on this is not an official here, but
yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's what Cammy's known for right there.
That's Cammy right there.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you're right about Liv Morgan, but hey, some creative liberties and such. But it's an interesting idea. Thank you, Ruddy, for that. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think of the casting of this? It's very divisive, and you're never going to hit everybody. It's never going to be, in this case, 12 out of 12 fighters or 16 out of 16 fighters. And I think having a structure of a tournament would actually be pretty cool. What I'd love to see? I would love to see some recreations of the classic levels in Street Fighter. Like if they were to fight in the Russian warehouse or whatever, and there's people in the back, or they fight on the dock on Ken's stage, or they fight in the Chinese market, for Chun-Li. Those are all things that I would love to see. They kind of pulled that off in like the 90s Street Fighter with the Thailand thing with but I would love to see it a worldwide, that was the whole idea, was the Street Fighter 2, the World Warrior, right? So love to see that. That's pretty fun. So I don't know. I'm excited for the movie. I don't know what it's about, but the casting so far gets me excited for it. So I'm on board. I'm on board.
It's one of the few like upcoming video game properties that actually I think they're handling it well. They're just kind of releasing a little bit of casting, every couple of days. Hey, we just got this guy. Hey, and it so far it all seems to be going in a good direction. So I hope that they can keep that up, and they just need a good script to go along with it, and we'll be gold.
Will we? people will eventually hate it, though. We know that.
Oh, I'm sure.
So. All right. We have this from Raptor Kratos says, just got out of Jurassic World Rebirth, and as a fan of the franchise, it's a hard pass for me. Oh, bummer.
Well, that's disappointing.
Blabs was really looking forward to that.
Well, I mean, I wasn't actually going to go see it in theaters. I haven't seen the last two in theaters, actually, but I was hoping for it to be good. I don't want a shit movie,
John in the chat says, Craig and Cecil are high with those takes.
Big bad John out with the takes. Hi, John.
Ian says, these days, most films that market themselves as quality casting put the characters on screen for about 3 minutes each, and the final product looks like a sketch show. Thank you, Ian. All right, we do.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Cecil.
Who's the company that's doing this? Like, what's it? Paramount, Universal,
Legendary.
Okay. Okay. I mean, it's they've done some good stuff in the past. But they've done some crap too. I don't know. Who knows anymore?
Hey, this was kind of bubbling, but we do have some news here. Let me get this here. Let me get it all pulled up real quick. Blabs, get a couple supers real fast while I get this queued up.
Okie dokies. Scamder says Cecil demands we call him a base celebrity.
That's right, Scamdar.
West. The OJ trial was a state trial. Federal trials can't be broadcast. Thank you for that. Orlando says Diddy was a straw man designed to take these arrows for other individuals. Racketeering would have to imply way more than Diddy. That was never going to happen, so he walked. Makes sense. Yeah, that's fair. Reese says, it is sad that I'm not looking forward to girl-bot soccer leagues where the players drop to their knees at the drop of a hat and ball to the point of oil-stained grass fields. And Alvin John says, Craig, whose VTuber should be a dad hat baseball cap. Scamder says, Cecil found out he was a celebrity, then demanded to be called based.
He is incredible. Listen, he is the biggest celebrity we have on our show. It's Cecil, everybody.
That's true.
No, you had Critical Drinker on there. He's like a bazillion times bigger than I am.
No. Cecil.
It's you.
It's you.
Aw.
We need the Balkan girl to be like, baby, it's you.
Come here, baby.
Come here, baby. Okay. My, oh my. This was bubbling throughout the morning, but we have a little bit more information. I wanted to wait a little bit longer to talk about it, but hey, man, it's we got some breaking news. As my camera is down, but that's fine because
Alex Craig. Oh.
As Microsoft has laid off 9,000 people, 4% of the firm's entire workforce, total layoffs of 15,000 people in 2025. Now, this is a big deal because it has a direct implication on Xbox. Microsoft is closing down Xbox Studio. The initiative with Perfect Dark killed as well, joining Everwild and ZeniMax new IP and the other unannounced projects. So yes, if you recall, the reboot of Perfect Dark is gone. It's dead. It's over. You'll never see the light of day. For Jason Schreier over on Blue Sky, the bustling home of sanity, says many of Xbox subsidiaries are getting hit by the layoffs this morning, including Call of Duty studios such as Raven. Big cuts at Forza Motorsports developer turned to nearly 50% of the staff.
That's nuts. I'm sorry to be those people, like that sucks for them.
Yes, we do not listen, we do not like when people lose their jobs. We've talked about this many, many times. We don't like it at all. It sucks. But the reality is that when you have a bloated company, as bloated as it is, and you have a company that is going out of their way to move from the Xbox business and just totally leave the business as a whole, outside of, third-party stuff. They've acquired so many companies, like the Xbox brand is gone. Remember, they're moving to Xbox Gaming now. Microsoft Gaming. Continuing from Jason Schreier says, I can confirm that Xbox is canceling the long-troubled Project Perfect Dark and closing the initiative, per email from Xbox Studios president Matt Booty, seen by Bloomberg News, first reported by Windows Central here. Curious, why is Perfect Dark been long troubled? I'll tell you why.
Because it looked like shit.
Right. Because as the famous Mad TV sketch would say, he looked like a man. So, Cecil, I bet you get that reference right there. So maybe. Yeah. So there you go. More people have lost their job this morning. We're sorry you lost your job. We don't like it when people lose their job. But the video game industry is correcting itself after the insanity of the last few years. Back in 2024, we saw over 14,000 people lose their job. 2023, another 10,000. It was bloody in 2024. Now in 2025, it says 2,800, but that's not the case because,
Yeah, look how many question marks there are. They're not even updated yet.
Right. This does not include, obviously, the 9,000 people who just lost their job. So
Jesus.
What a bloodbath. What an absolute bloodbath. And we're sorry you lost your job, guys. Hopefully look, we've said this many, many times. I hope that everybody uses this up as an opportunity to go out and make the projects you want to make. You have the skills, go out and do those things. You always say, you got a goal, go get it. Go get it. Go use this as, and we know you're down, we know you're upset, but tie those boots, get up and get going. You'll be all right. I promise. If you truly have the ability, you'll be all right. So
didn't Expedition 33 was from a bunch of either fired or they, Ubisoft employees that went off, and it's like, we want to make, this is the game that we wanted to make that we couldn't make while we were at Ubisoft. Massive success. So yeah, I think that if they have the talent and the drive and they aren't just HR people and whatnot, then they can go off and make something. And again, like you said, it sucks when people, I way back in 2015 at I was laid off with 162 other people at my job that I was at, and it stinks. It's really rotten, and you don't like that, because it's like, you kind of feel terrible. But it is an unfortunate fact of life. I think this is a combination of, in 2020, with the pandemic, a lot of companies overhired.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that now we're at the point where they're seeing that a lot of the people they hired were maybe in administrative jobs and things that they really don't need. They need more creative people. So it sucks. I'm sad. I'm sorry that, if you lost your job, but, it is a ongoing thing in business.
I'll be interested to see if let's see. Hold on, I want to make sure I know this. But yes, I'll be interested to see if it affects 343 Studios at all. The folks at Halo and or Halo Studios, as I guess they're now called, instead of 343 Industries, because they have been making some questionable decisions as well. Let's talk about Halo in particular and how it seems like every month Halo delivers us some wonderful gold, but they are not, and 343 Industries as a whole is not a stranger of really letting people know where they lean politically and putting it into video games and representation of their company and such. Going back just not too long ago, we had the story in early June where Halo went into Halo Reach and they changed it from male to female here with the gender to changing it. You can see this is how it originally was. And then they updated the game to include heavy armor and light armor in the game, as opposed to male and female. Just kind of further ending the idea of men and women, which is just silly to say the least, and also extremely derogatory if you really think about it. Well, you don't even have to really think about it. The idea of like heavy armor being the men and light armor being the women, you know. So we've seen this before, but obviously during June, there's a big old month going on, but make sure you know, we saw their Reddit banning people saying Happy Men's Awareness Month because it was seen as derogatory and mean. We've also saw back in February that, hey, man, they go out of their way to celebrate all of the months. They had Black History Month here, which was fine until it wasn't. Then they decided to lock all replies because people were like, what's going on with this stuff, right? And they're getting ratioed on their own posts. And if you go back down and you just search Pride on their account on Halo, you're going to find all of this stuff here. Tons of rainbows, tons of this is in their DNA at this point. I mean, you can see there's the Pride Month. Like, how ugly armor is that? I'm just throwing it out there.
They're pretty ugly. Like, I thought the point of the armors was also to blend in and stuff too, and not be super vibrant. Mm-hmm. I thought.
Way to make yourself a target.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have this. This is obviously last year. This is diversity is their strength. And you can see all the wonderful women they have here. This is from 2019. There's a long history of diversity when it comes to Halo and such. But here in July, look, there's always something to celebrate. And now we have July Disability Pride Month right here. Blabs, why don't you read this off so we can let everybody know how important this is to them.
July is hashtag Disability Pride Month. I feel like Cecil's going to go for like some booze right now. Anyway, strength comes in many forms, and every Spartan brings something unique to the fight. Whether you have a disability or not, there's a place for you on the battlefield. Log into Halo Infinite and claim your free armor coating, visor, and emblem. It's super duper duper progressive, especially with a locked thread.
Well, yeah, this is how important it is to them that they want to get the word out, so much so that they just decide to lock
all your disabled players can't reply.
Yeah. Like, what about the people who love the representation here? You'd think they'd be totally interested in this. But this is, you know, Blabs, you tweeted this out yesterday. This is like the gift that keeps on giving.
It is. It really is the gift that keeps on giving, because it's just like, oh, thank you. I can laugh more.
I mean, WoW beat them to the punch though with the flying
wheelchair.
Yes.
You know?
When do you think we're gonna get the wheelchairs in Halo? Me and the boys gotta go and suit up and, you know, play with the wheelchairs.
You know, this is pointed out over here on X by Chibi Reviews. Disabling replies about a post about disability.
Right?
Before anyone could post is definitely an interesting choice. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing to see. You know, this is a company that is built around. This is built in Seattle, in Washington, up there. They're hanging out in this little echo chamber up there, and it's amazing to see how they just continuously step on rakes. I would love to see what the sales figures for Halo has looked like, really, since Halo 3. Since Halo 3 was released, I mean, Halo 3 was, well, Halo 2 was the peak of the series, obviously, but Halo 3 was kind of when it was on the same level.
I think 3 outsold 2 though.
Did it?
I believe, I'm not positive, but I think that 3 outsold. Now 2, I know a lot of people consider that the best of the series, but I think that 3 ended up outselling it. I'm not 100% though, so you know, yeah, I mean, I'm sure the figures are out there somewhere.
Yeah.
So according to Halo, like the fandom wiki, I can just pull this up to share with you guys for sales. I'm not sure like how accurate these are, but there we go. 2001 Xbox Halo Combat Evolved, and 2-3 Halo Wars.
Yeah,
there's all your sales.
14.5 million.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, Halo 3 was pretty awesome.
It was huge.
Yeah. Man, that's so Halo Wars 2. The War series is a spinoff. The mainline games obviously do pretty well. Halo 4 and Halo 5. Halo 5 did almost 10 million units. Wow. Good lordy. Okay. Man, that's nuts. Well, good for Halo, and we'll see if this eventually does affect their sales numbers. I mean, obviously they're doing that many numbers, that many sales with a much bigger staff than they did back in the Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo 3 days. So maybe they are going to be hit by these layoffs here from Microsoft. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on real fast. But before, let's get to a couple of these supers. Blaz, why don't you get a couple of these real quick? But I do want to say thanks to Shane for becoming a Plus member. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
All right. Oh, Ian just popped right in and said, "Halo is my opening line where I flirt in Spanish." Hello. Oh, that's funny. AJ says, as a fellow guy in his 40s, it is wild to me that Craig still entertains me to this day. Love you guys. You make work days better. Thanks for being here, my dude.
Thanks, brother.
Aramis, for one, says, Raul Julia was Puerto Rican. Thanks to him, there's dozens of actors and actresses in the country that were inspired and funded by his organization in the arts. He was always traveling here and giving back to those in need. What a gentleman. Class act. The Worthy One says, hey guys, I'm back for a little while. Been handling business in the real world. How's everybody doing? Chat included. We're good. Thank you for being here, Worthy One. Hope you're good too.
Great to see you, brother.
Mm-hmm. CG Hero says, personally, I think Craig having a short VTuber model is hilarious since he's a tall man IRL. Plus, it works for Rev, says Dessou. Does it, though? Does it?
It does very much for Rev, yes.
West, for one, says, Craig, why play the Street Fighter on Genesis when you can play the newest version, which is only on Switch Ultra Street Fighter 2? The final challenges are Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix, the second best choice on 360. It's because Salty Cracker picked that game.
Yes.
Thank you. And Landa says, the only thing I remember about the first Mummy was Rachel Weisz's pants. Swing. Okay. And then Wes sent us a whole ass essay, so I'm going to have to read this one by one. There's 4 parts to it. The problem with Canada is not that we have a king, it's that we have a bad king. Plato and Socrates argued that democracies always become tyrannies. Whoever is in power wants to appeal to the largest number of people, and to do that, you have to have the lowest common denominator. Part 2, so it becomes a race to the bottom to be controlling oligarch of a mass globe of people who are ruled by their passions, and not for their reasonings or their self-control or by Christianity or virtues. I could see so it becomes beneficial to the oligarch to promote base things, to debase the population so that he has the broader control of the mass. That's the inevitable course of equalitarianism and democracy. Part 3. Dude, he sent a fucking essay.
This is $1?
$1 each. Wes, I think you're on a little spectrum, my dude. Thank you, though. Part 3. Monarchy gives you virtuous freedom. One that's moral. Democracy gives you degenerate freedom. Monarchy is better than democracy in every way. And then the grand finale of Part 4. Craig, the age of consent in Bulgaria is 14, so some might see having an affiliate link as a bit sus. LOL, just kidding. No one will care if you have a link. Or on serious note, they're switching to the euro next year, so anyone that wants to go now, much cheaper than next year. West, please learn grammar, punctuation. Thank you, my dude. Thank you for the 4. Anyway.
Holy shnikes.
That was an adventure.
That was an adventure.
We went on a trip somewhere.
So
King of Comics says, you just declared war on Comicsgate. You're done.
Huh?
Okay. So allow me to kind of chime in on. Can I chime in on Comicsgate real quick?
We don't give a fuck about it.
Correct.
I know nothing about it. I really do not care.
Don't care. I'm not declaring war on anything. Honestly, don't care. Really don't care.
No drama.
Not my deal.
Yeah. Please, no drama. Exactly. We want nothing to do with it. Leave us out of here. Go. We'll take your money, though. Thank you very much for the super chat.
That's all. Don't care. If you like to super chat more, letting us know how done we are, please, by all means. But legit, no interest. Don't care. The amount of F's that I give when talking about Comicsgate is literally, here's 0, here's 10, mine's down here. Less than 0 F's. I just don't care. So there you go. But thank you. So SD0 says, you don't care. That means you're the enemy. That's right.
Jesse says he declared war on his chair.
Okay, psycho leftist. All right, sounds good.
I think he was being sarcastic, by the way.
I know. SD0 was for sure. Okay, let's talk about something I actually do care about. And that is the situation with Ludwig and Mang0. Okay. Now, a quick recap here. If I may here. Now, if you recall, this all started a couple weeks ago when there was an event called Beerio Kart that is put on by Ludwig. Ludwig is a streamer who does these events. He's very big. At one point, he was the most subscribed to channel over on Twitch during a subathon he did in 2021, which drives me freaking crazy because he's a no talent hack, right? So Beerio Kart here was this event. This guy Mang0 went up and started like pelvic thrusting behind this girl, right? That happens. He then gets dropped by Cloud9, which was his group here, right? Then Ludwig said, "Hey, you no longer invited. Mang0 is no longer invited to Ludwig events." He just like washed his hands, like, "Hey, all right, sounds good." And I picked up on this like really early, and maybe I was too early on this, but I just like clearly this Mang0 guy is wrong, right? But this Ludwig definitely needs to shoulder the blame. And I was like 2 days in advance before all this got caught up, right? Said he's producing an event built around encouraging drinking. And in the frame of the shot, there's literally a bartender in the background ready to serve it up. Like, what do you expect here? Now, this was pushed even further when Ludwig is over here saying Beerio Kart World Cup, a 24-person drinking and driving event happening. So he's like saying, hey, here it is. Oh, and there's one other really important thing here. Mang0 is an alcoholic, right? He's an alcoholic in a like really bad alcoholic, and everybody knows it. So Mang0 bottoms out over here. And he posts on Twitter. He doesn't even understand. He's then banned on Twitch. Okay. So Cecil, have you followed this so far?
I mean, just what you've talked about a little bit. I mean, initially it was just there's a large part of me that doesn't care, because it's like, these are giant streamers that are just doing really stupid things.
Mm-hmm.
But I also agree that this the guy who organized the whole thing should be shouldering some of the blame. I'd say at least 50% of the blame, because simply if you're going to have an event where alcohol and getting drunk is not only like the thing, but it's kind of promoted. Hey, we're going to get really drunk and we're going to play Mario Kart. You have to know, if you've ever been around drunk people, that they are unpredictable and inevitably will do something stupid. And if you're doing something stupid that could impact your career when there's cameras around, it's probably not the best thing to do. So there should have been some sort of contingency plan there, where they see, they cut you off after a certain amount of drinks so that you don't get to the point of where you're doing something incredibly stupid that might hurt your career. But I think that this guy, he saw how much blame he was getting and was like, oh shit, I should back off of this. And then kind of, oh no, I really didn't want to do any of that. And even though he's completely to blame. So really, assholes doing stuff with other assholes.
Right. So Mang0's wife actually went to X and called out Ludwig here. He's pretty much saying like, hey, you were asking Mang0 to take shots, and pretty much just called him out. People were vomiting at your event, right? Like, what are you doing? And she later deleted this tweet, right? Which the biggest thing here is that you had a guy running this event, and this is like the most damning thing, this footage here. I don't know if you've seen this before, Cecil, but this was Ludwig and Mang0 at the event, and Ludwig's interaction with Mang0. Once again, knowing he's a known alcoholic.
Guys, Mang0 just blew a .25!
On the breathalyzer. Like he's at 0.25. He's already drunk as a skunk over here.
Mango just blew a point for two.
That is my.
What's the legal limit?
The legal limit is 0.08. So he at this point, at the first clip, he was 3 times the legal limit. And then at this point, he's blown a 0.32.
Everybody, Mango just blew a .32.
To be clear, that is dangerous. That's not good. That's not good. That's dangerous.
Let's up those numbers.
Now,
Okay.
Now, who is the guy saying that's not good?
I don't know who that guy is, but
okay,
I know.
All right, so he's not. But the organizer is the guy in the Luigi hat.
Yes, this is the guy over here who's distancing himself, right? So what a freaking joke. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, I didn't see this, but he actually addressed this not too long ago, and somebody calls him on this. Listen to this statement.
Tournaments. You killed Mang0? Not even a little bit. I don't know if you're memeing or genuine. I feel zero guilt. I don't feel guilty at all. I think this is his own actions because he's his own man. He's an adult man. And me banning him is the only thing that I did in response because I think it was the correct thing to do. And also, I think I specifically said I'm not calling for him to be dropped or banned from Melee tournaments. I don't speak for Melee as a community. I don't speak for C9, obviously. I'm just controlling what I have control over. But
which is your event that you produced that you could have stopped your alcoholic friend from drinking literally a deadly amount of alcohol at. So the idea that I don't feel guilty about it at all.
Let's up those numbers.
Yeah, okay. Tell me again. Tell me again how you don't feel guilty about it at all. Zero accountability when it comes to this. Now, he continued yesterday, and I saw this and I was like, man, what a snake. The most inauthentic person you could possibly see. Here's this from, I guess, yesterday on his stream.
There are going to be a lot more drama heads today, okay? I won't lie about it. It is what it is. But in this world, we can only control the things we can control. And I can't control my reputation. I can't control the way people feel about me. Now, I did.
But you can control when your friend who is an alcoholic attends your event called Beerio Kart and overdrinks 4 times the legal limit.
Yeah, and you keep encouraging him to drink more. Let's get those numbers up. And yeah, because we all know that when somebody is really drunk, they're thinking completely clearly and are not going to be easily coerced into drinking more.
This idea of I can't control my reputation. Oh, sure you can. Yeah, absolutely you can. He's done a meticulous job of controlling his reputation over the last 3, 4, 5 years since he's taken off. He's done a wonderful job of that. So for him to say that, what a joke.
Did talk to Mang0, actually. I talked to Mang0. He reached out. We talked a bit. And I have some thoughts and opinions that I thought about speaking, but he asked of me to not speak on it. And I think that's a fair request. He said, I want to take it on the chin. I think the drama is dying out. He's spending time with his kid. He started day 1 of not drinking yesterday, which is dope.
Which there's something there to the idea that let's say this stream was yesterday, this event took place in late June. So that means he spent the last 10 days and still been drinking since that happened. That doesn't seem very, I'm just throwing it out there. It doesn't seem very smart on Mang0's side of it as well. Like I said, Mang0 is his own man. He did have his own actions, but it doesn't help when you have a trash human like this pushing you along and then taking no accountability here. Let's continue.
And I think genuinely, there's a perception of Mang0 that people have in their mind, but they don't actually care about him. I don't think they'll be in his stream when he's back to streaming in a month or whenever it is.
Do you think that he cared about him when he was serving him alcohol 4 times the legal limit?
I'm going to say no.
Blabs, you said something the other day that really kind of hit. We were talking about he doesn't care about his friend. He cares about the content.
Well, yeah. That's true. I don't really know how else to add on to it, but it's true. Most people do just care about the content.
And And like, he was messaging me. He was like, Tectone followed me. Who the fuck is Tectone? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not a very genuine pursuit of the people who speak on Mang0's behalf. And I know that because I speak to Mang0, because I am still friends with him. And I banned him from my events because I felt I had to, because my girlfriend and my girlfriend's best friend Maya are in my room at 2 a.m. telling me that they felt really uncomfortable at my own event. So I think a lot of people want me.
What's that, Cecil?
I said, and whose fault is that?
Right. And whose fault is that? Certainly not his.
Yeah. No.
Not his, though.
Yeah.
No.
To take accountability. I think I said my piece on it. And I think if people don't fuck with me, that's totally chill. And if anyone in here don't fuck with me, I think that's totally chill. I actually don't mind that. I can't control that aspect. I don't need to be liked by people, but it is what it is. I don't understand necessarily why Twitch banned Mang0 and not me. I don't even know if I necessarily agree with it. I think it'd be fine if Twitch banned me.
And he should be. He should be. If Mang0's banned, he should be banned for this.
But he's one of those guys that he'll get a ban, but it'll be like a temporary ban. Like I don't know if you guys talked about it, was it about a month ago where the really big streamers would get a message, oh, what day do you want to be banned? And they ban you for like a day or two, and
right,
to make it look like they're doing something. Yeah, they would ban him for a day or two. He would get a shit ton of donations and whatnot, and then he would come back and after a brief vacation and made more money than we would make in a year.
Well, the chat has said that Mang0 makes like 75 grand a month as a Twitch streamer. I don't know about that. But regardless, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care how much the guy makes. What I care about is that this dude over here, who is his quote unquote friend, was not acting like a friend and now is playing the victim here.
But I'm not Twitch. I'm not going to personally ban myself. I don't think it's my responsibility. I think my responsibility is to just like fucking keep trudging through life, because the world keeps spinning and it doesn't stop.
Okay. Can I tell you a story?
Sludging through life.
Yes, sludging through life as the most subscribed to Twitch channel in history over here. Dude, he's got a pretty good life. Just throwing it out there.
When I was his age, I hate to do that. When I was his age, I was working in a warehouse with no air conditioning, and was moving heavy truck parts around. And this guy throws parties and streams video games, I'm assuming. But life is rough. Fuck yourself.
He's so lucky. When you talk about people go, you privileged life. He's so privileged. It's insane, right? Look, he is a smart dude. He has found a way to create a reputation and aura of being family friendly, which I think that's probably the biggest thing about this is you have an event where people are being overserved and drinking through this stuff. Drinking through 4 times the legal limit, and it's sponsored by Red Bull. It's sponsored by major corporations. When are like people talking about people getting canceled? Like, shouldn't these sponsors know about this? I've kind of briefly told this story before in the past. I've actually had a personal interaction with Ludwig before. Back when I had a brand called Game Attack, and we did a show called Mario Party Saturday. And I guess Ludwig watched it, and he was like, hey, he was a small Twitch streamer at the time. This is before he blew up. And he reached out. He goes, hey, I'm going to be in the area. I would love to come out and be a part of your show. So we brought him in. Well, turns out he like flew in to be a part of it. We didn't know this till later, but he flew in with him and his bro to kind of be a part of it. We had no idea that was a thing. So it was a pre-recorded thing that never aired. Like we did, I think we did 10 episodes or 12 episodes of Mario Party Saturday, and they were all pre-recorded, and the show had kind of lost its steam. And we were like, all right, well, we'll just can these and whatever, right? From our perspective, it was one of those things where he told us he was just in the area. We didn't know he flew in to be a part of it. We didn't know he got a hotel to be a part of it. Had he told us, we like 1,000% would have run the episode. But he was just a guy who was local who like, okay, cool. And we still shot some extra stuff. We shot some button mashing stuff. Anyways, we didn't air it. And apparently like Ludwig took like great offense to that he was like really mad to the point to where my previous business partner, who has just jumped off the deep end of insanity, he was like after Ludwig took off, my previous business partner was like begging Ludwig online, please, I'm so sorry, bro. It's like, sack up, dude. But he took such offense to that without actually giving us any context. I was always like shocked that he was so offended by that. So, but he came off as like, kind of a smarmy 20-something, which is exactly his brand, smarmy 20-something guy. But I just have an issue with his, like I said, he's a smart dude. Is he an asshole? Fuck yeah, he's an asshole. Does he deserve to be banned? Yes, he deserves to be banned. Should the sponsors take a hard look at the guy? Yes, they should. And he's done an excellent job of manufacturing a perception of him, which is not true. He's a smarmy little snake, and he will bite your head off just to get ahead. So that's my take on him. So there. Oh, do we have more breaking news?
Yeah, that's yeah.
What?
Yeah, I got you the behind the paywall article ready to go.
What? What? It's over.
Yeah.
Kotaku is being sold and Geo Media is being shut down.
Yes.
Geo Media is shutting down. Its CEO, Jim Spanfeller, says, after announcing the sale of Kotaku to European media company Layoffs. I don't know. The Root is the only site left in the Geo Media. Wow. Kotaku is officially done. It's from Kate Robinson here. Geo Media shutting down right there. The Root is okay. Yes, sounds good. And we have this from behind the paywall from the New York Times. Winds down, selling off one of its last sites. We're learning this in real time. Geo Media, the digital media publisher that once owned sites like Jezebel and Deadspin, announced on Wednesday it's winding down its operations and selling off one of its last properties, the video game website Kotaku. Geo Media, which is owned by the private equity firm Great Hill Partners, once owned a collection of websites that had a belonging to Gawker Media, The Universe, and The Onion, but it slowly has been shedding its holdings. With the sale of Kotaku, only one site remains, The Root, which covers Black culture and news. Okay. Jim said in a statement on Wednesday that said, quote, "It became clear to our investors it was time to move on," alluding to a series of challenges that have faced the digital media industry for years. Publishers have been battling for advertising against tech giants like Google and Meta, while generative AI is reshaping the media landscape. Investors don't see a promise of growth in digital publishing in a way they did before the pandemic. He said, Great Hill has been a very good partner and had never weighed in on editorial directions. This is in no way a suggestion that Great Hill was in some way acting as a rapacious private equity firm. Okay, sounds good. In April, Geo Media sold the business. New site. Okay, that's fine. Let's see more about Kotaku. Do a quick glance here on Kotaku because let's see. Kotaku. Kellops, the European tech media company, bought Kotaku in an all-cash deal. All right. He declined to disclose the financial details of the sale. The company, which is based in Switzerland, bought the tech site Gizmodo from Geo Media last year. We want to build an international media group that is focusing on tech in a very broad sense. And gaming is, I would say, a natural part of the universe. Wow. They have an iconic and very different voice in the gaming industry that is that is extremely important to keep for our loyal readers over the past 20 years. And we'll try to make it even better. Blabs, do me a quick favor.
I actually already checked their Twitter and the Kotaku website, and there's no mention of anything yet so far.
Right. But do me a favor. Where in Europe is this brand out of?
Keliops?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll look.
Okay. So Mr. Kleiss said he had agreed to keep Kotaku's entire staff as part of the deal, as the company did as it did with the Gizmodo acquisition, and that he helps. He does not have any plans in the short run to make any major changes to the content. They have a very iconic and very different voice in the gaming industry. Are you kidding me? Like, I did this. What? They literally parrot talking points. Wow. Okay.
Keliops AG is a media company that has offices in Paris, New York, and Switzerland.
Wow. Okay. So Switzerland. Wow. So this is it.
This is the place of Ike.
It is officially done. Kotaku is, well, they're not dead, but they've been sold off. And I'm curious to see how Gizmodo has done. That's since the acquisition and change. Cecil, do you have any initial thoughts on this?
I find all of this funny because with all the websites, all they had to do was report on video games and not demonize their audience. I mean, it really, to me, it doesn't seem like it should be that hard. Apparently, it was impossible to talk positively about. I mean, yes, are there bad things in video games? Yeah, should some things be pointed out? But, maybe don't completely demonize the audience that you want to be reading your content on a daily basis. So yeah, I'm honestly surprised it's lasted this long, because this has been going on since 2014, I think. Yeah. Where it was like, when all the gamers are dead articles were coming out, and they were just demonizing the audience everywhere. It just is funny to me that they've managed to kind of cling on for this long, because God, I used to go, early 2010s or what, I was on Kotaku because they had a lot of like really funny articles and good stuff, and they had like some decent reporting about upcoming video games and whatnot. And then I just stopped because it was obvious that they hated me for me and other video gamers for whatever reason. And it's like, all right, well, I'm not going to give you the clicks for what is the don't support people who hate you. Okay, fine. And you eventually go out of business.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't look at kind of what people who work for Kotaku are saying, or at least previously worked at Kotaku. Now, this is Jen Gleason, if you recall, is a psycho. But Jen Gleason said, "I am so happy to hear that Kotaku is no longer part of Geo. That team deserves leadership that recognizes the expertise of writers and editors. It deserves leaders who see the values of Kotaku's inevitable legacy and its vital role in the discourse surrounding games and online culture." So, and then, of course, we have everyone's favorite waitress. So happy for the team and happy they can get back to doing what made Kotaku so special, so that they're no longer under the thumb of a man determined to disembowel the site he purchased. With the right leadership, a new EIC, and support, more hires, they can thrive.
So are they going to get worse? They can't possibly get worse.
I'm fascinated by this idea that like there is a direct correlation between, like, Kotaku already had a damaged reputation, but everything that happened in early 2024 with Gamergate 2 and really the article written by Kotaku was the catalyst, specifically everyone's favorite waitress. That was the catalyst to everything that happened. Like, she did that. And there's like, when you look at Kotaku's traffic and their brand reputation online, what is this company buying? Like, legitimately, what are they buying at this point? They're buying a damaged brand that hasn't been relevant in a decade. Like, you're buying a logo because the talent's not there. I don't know the last time I went to Kotaku, outside of just there to laugh at it. It's become a meme. That's what they're buying, a meme at this point, right? I mean,
a very expensive meme.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, anything that's not free for a meme is expensive.
Wow.
We do have some a little other sort of breaking news too.
More?
Nothing as big though. That is. Let me just pull this up. Neil Druckmann is leaving The Last of Us.
What is happening today?
On HBO.
on HBO. Okay.
Yeah.
Nature is healing.
So he made this statement, said, "I've made the difficult decision to step away from my creative involvement in The Last of Us on HBO. With work complete on season 2 and before any meaningful work starts on season 3, now is the right time for me to transition my complete focus to Naughty Dog and its future projects, including writing and directing our exciting new game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, along with my creative responsibility, responsibilities as studio head and head of creative." And it just goes on more bullshit. So yay!
My God, what is happening? It's video game
They
apocalypse.
come in threes.
Jeez Louise.
I have a possible theory on
Okay.
that. Last of Us 1 is kind of polarizing. There are a lot of people that love it. There are a lot of people that hate it. But I think that more people hated it after Part 2 came out because it kind of screwed up how Part 1 was received. I personally played it like long after it was out, and I was expecting to hate it, and I actually really enjoyed it. But Part 2, is just pisses all over its legacy and really changes the characters and whatnot. So I think that the thing with him stepping down from HBO, Part 1 and Part 2 of the video games were adapted more or less into the show. And I think by him stepping away is that if Part 3 ends up being really, really, really bad in the TV series, he would take a lot more of the blame since, there is no other game to pull from. So it's entirely going to fall on his shoulders. And more than likely, with his ego, he would have wanted to write the whole thing. So I think by him stepping away from that, if 3 ends up kind of being bad, then he could be like, oh, well, see what happens? I had nothing to do with it. But then it kind of can backfire if season 3 ends up being really good. And then it'll be like, well, it had nothing to do with him. But he'll still, well, that's the world that I created, even though it wasn't the world that he created. He just kind of was there in the beginning. So I think that he's kind of backing away for fear of where it might go. And a lot of those shows, they don't go beyond 3 seasons anyway. So he maybe wants to come back and focus on that terrible looking outer space Pet Shop Boys video game.
Sorry, I'm still really distracted by this Kotaku stuff. And I know
that's a big story.
This is I'm really like, wow. So like we all knew it was coming, but it just kind of like it came out on a Wednesday morning. Kind of crazy. Sorry. All right. Thomas says Cookman jumping the sinking ship as the rat he is. Yeah. Mary says I guess everyone at Kotaku will be serving tables soon. Put the fries in the bag, bro.
Literally.
Kalichi says breaking. I don't know if you covered it. Neil Cookman steps back from show running Last of Us 2 after second season. Failed to pursue Intergalactic. Thank you very much, Kalichi. Thanks for the heads up. Hack and Slay says Ludwig once used the comeback. I've lost more money than you'll ever have to win an argument. And he's circle of friends agreed. Oh, that's always a good, really down to earth guy right there. Definitely not a Gator says Ludwig said he didn't like a streamer. The streamer got caught paying for AI prawn of Ludwig's girlfriend. Lud said still makes content with that streamer. Oh, quality guy.
Ew. And he's a cuck, if that's true.
Craig is absolutely right about Ludwig. He's proven to be an absolute scumbag. It gets worse when you find out his dad passed from alcoholism.
What?
Ludwig's dad did? Wow. Raziel says, I recommend watching Asmongold Clip's short video about Ludwig watching Asmon's chat, trying to make Asmon look bad, but Asmon called him out. Shadow Saint says, friends with Hassan equals morals out the door. Chili Pixel says, Cuckman is stepping away from The Last of Us. Thank you very much. MC Desmond Spars says, first super chat here. Thanks for many hours of fun. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. John says, Comic Geek sucks ass. All right. CG King of Heroes says, hope you laugh after your channel gets flagged down. Which is why it's a great opportunity for you guys to head over to sidescrollersplus.com and support us over there, because CG King of Hero, Blabs, make sure you screenshot that, by the way. Also, just so if we do get flagged.
Well, yeah, that's funny because, like, I don't think people realize this, but we can see every single comment that you make on the channel, and all you've ever made, I went and looked, were comments like these and saying certain people are pieces of shit.
Yeah. So thanks for your money. Appreciate that. You know what? Hold on. Let me just do a quick favor real fast. Blabs, go and read these real fast. Don't clear that one out real fast.
Okay. Demi. Hi, Demi. Nice to see you again. Oh, you don't want me to clear that. Okay. Demi says, Cecil Kotaku can always get worse. And they were always bad. Total Biscuit talked about how bad they are in 2011, and they were owned by Gawker. Thank you very much for that. Future says, for 10, Rev says that Sue is the exception to the rule. If you pick the female model, you'll have to change your name from Stuttering Craig to AGP Craig.
Okay.
And Wiz says, Comic A has nothing to do with us. Craig can't even read. This is also true.
I don't even know how to read. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Well, you go. We're all caught up, I think.
Okay, hold on. I have something for our little troll friend here who's going to take down the channel.
I feel like we shouldn't even give him any more attention anymore.
No, because we're gonna do. This is great. Let's see real quick. Okay, if you right now head over to sidescrollersplus.com until the end of today's show and use promo code COMIC, you will get half off an annual membership right now. That is only till the end of today's show. Comic is the promo code. It's $45 for the entire year. You'll get access to King of the Couch, future premium events, which we will be announcing very soon, access to what's going on today with Wicked Virtue. So only until the end of the day, only until the end of the show. So open up a tab right now. I will close off the promo code COMIC. COMIC. I just made it. As soon as this show is over, the promo code will be over. Okay? So join us right now and help our buddy here, the king of comics over here, and support us over on Plus. Ultra V says, yes, Ludwig's dad passed from complications from alcoholism. That's amazing.
That's fucking weird.
Yes.
Here, I made this tweet just now, and I feel like, do all these big streamers share one giant cuck chair or something, and like that's where the cuck chair is or something? Like, what is this shit? Why are all these streamers fucking weird? They're all cucks.
Megatron says CG Poozy likes the smell of mint on his mattress. Okay, sounds good. I don't even know what that is. Thank you, Megatron.
I think to answer your question, actually give it a serious answer, I think it's because a lot of them never had like a real job.
I guess. Or they don't have a real family or something. They're broken individuals. I don't know. Fucking
I
weird,
think a
though.
lot of them are just, I mean, there are a lot of really, good people. But I think a lot of the like gigantic ones that are in their 20s, they started streaming maybe in high school and then managed to turn that into a career. And hey, you know what? Good on you for being able to do that. But at the same time, I think that you kind of appreciate money and you appreciate other people more if you actually had to work, physically in the world, be that being a waiter, a waitress, a garbage man, a warehouse worker, anything. Just, you have that humility to know that, money is tight. And the fact that you can, be 25 and be getting $70,000 a month and then brag about it, then I think that you lack that ability to understand that other people might be struggling. And it's such an asshole thing. But they don't care.
I agree with you 100%. Right. They've never had any sort of real strife in their life. Mm-hmm. They saw tremendous success when they're young. and they don't know what it's like to truly work, to get their hands dirty. And they've always just hired people to do work for them, to grow other things for them. Yeah, it's I 100% agree with you, Cecil. I've seen that for sure. Ian says the stairs to that elevated cuck chair is slippier than City's driveway. Gross. Mercenary says, "Good morning, Blabs is fired. Go little girl Craig. We'll see VOD after work. Thanks, Mercenary. Don't make it weird." Delta says, "I was giving Kotaku or PC Gamer benefit of the doubt until Lords of the Fallen, Soulish 2, Wulong, or No Rest of the Wicked and Splitgate 2 hit pieces came out. It got to a point where it felt like these gaming articles hate games." Yes, we've been well established for sure. Meggie Drummond says, "My father currently deals with his own alcoholism. He's a quote weekend warrior, but also does it to take the pain away from his leg in a bad cycle. It's no joke, and that Ludwig jokes with it enrages me." Sorry to hear that, man. Be there for your dad. Okay, once again, use promo code COMIC to get 40. That's literally half off the entire year. There will not be a better deal than that. I very rarely do it. But we're doing it just for like the next 5 minutes. So open up a new tab, go to sidescrollersplus.com, use your promo code, join us over there, and use promo code COMIC to get half off, which would be great. Cecil, please tell everybody where they can find you, my friend.
You can find me over on Good Bad Flicks on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, all your favorite places. And, and if you, I did a video this week on a movie called Tentacles. It's an Italian movie, Jawsploitation from 1977 that the company is going to take down and give me a copyright strike in 6 days. So, yeah, I'm dealing with that horse shit.
Wait,
so,
see,
I'm cursing a lot today.
That's okay. You got copyright struck for a movie from 1977?
Yeah, it is a Italian company called Greater Fool Media, and they love to do this because they will latch on to your video and then scare you into not taking it down, and then get all the ad revenue for it. And so basically, the fun thing is, because of the way that YouTube is set up, they give you 7 days, and then after the 7 days, they take it down and give you a copyright strike. You can't do anything. You have the choice. If you delete it yourself, then that's it. They don't nothing happens.
Oh.
But I mean, the video is gone. But and you don't get any of the ad revenue that came within that span of time.
Right.
But you can't appeal it or anything until after that 7 days is up. And then once the video comes down, you get a copyright strike. Then you can appeal it with YouTube, and YouTube has to look at it and side with either you or the claimant. And then at that point, it's either, yes, the claimant is right, you get a copyright strike, and they get all your ad money, and the video stays down. Or they reinstate the video, you get all the money that was made in that period, and they take off the copyright strike. But unfortunately, you have to deal with the strike in the meantime. And it's just another facet of YouTube that is really incredibly frustrating, especially when you do stuff like I do. And you get people that don't understand. Like, that video is going to come down if I leave it up there in a couple days. Then I'm going to get a bunch of people that are mad that it's gone. And I'm it's just really annoying. And there's certain companies that I'm whitelisted by that are always like, hey, please talk about our movies. And then I do that. And then but then there's other companies that they bought the right. Like, this company had nothing to do with the production in 1977. They just bought the rights to it, decades later.
Right.
And are now being a fucking headache to me.
How do you really feel about it, Cecil?
I'm so annoyed because, but anyway, so yeah, so go watch that. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going, I don't know what YouTube is going to do. I don't know if they're going to side with me. I don't know if they're going to side with the company. It sucks. And I hate being in the middle of this nonsense. I just want to make stuff. So, but I do have, as soon as we're done here, I have a new video that I'm going to put up. So it's a different video. It's a review on a movie that you probably never heard of. So it'll be fun. So go watch that. And
All right. Awesome. Love it. Well, you guys go find that link. It's down below. Also, you can join Blabs in 30 minutes over at Side Scrollers Plus with Wicked Virtue for her Q&A stream. She's got to go eat. So you guys use the promo code directly below. Comic that, once again, promo code done here in like 10 minutes. I'm going to close it off. So use it right now. Open up a new tab. Go to sidescrollersplus.com. Become an annual member. $45 for the entire year. And then join the exclusive Plus member stream with Wicked Virtue here in about 30 minutes. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. And go check out Cecil's channel and all the great things he has going on over there. We will see you guys a little bit later on tomorrow when we're back at it. Remember, tomorrow, it's a big day. We got a lot going on. We have tomorrow, it's the Side Stroller Super Sexy Summer Subathon starting at 11 a.m. It's a regular show, but it's going to be super duper fun. So join us then. And then we're going on break, baby, for a full week. We'll be back on the 14th. So we look forward to seeing you guys then as we send off in the best way possible. We will see you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down.
Oh, did we get these last two?
What?
Oh, Game Hunter. Is Sakura going? And then that one too.
Oh, we don't know about that. And Tinley says, I'm sorry. Sometimes discounts are a thing, Tinley. But thank you very much for your support over on Plus. Guys, have a great day. We'll see you guys later. See you tomorrow for our final show before summer break. Have a great day. See you later. Bye-bye.
Fatality.